look over all your bills in all your life. So, you know, my mom would get the credit card bill in the past, and she would check off with a pencil, literally check off every single charge. And if there was something she didn't know, she would ask me, or ask my dad or whatever it was, like, why, did you get gas at this place? When I was in high school or whatever, college or whatever it was. And I'd say, oh yeah, I was here. She's like, okay, just double checking because, you know, it happens. Now it's a little easier to catch like credit card fraud because they check it all the time too. And of course, it's a real hassle when there is fraud. And I'm not saying that these people are trying to defraud us. They're not. It's just mistakes. But yeah, again, you have to be diligent. You have to go through all the bills and make sure that there's not mistakes because those monetary mistakes add up and they will cost you some money. So that is my PSA for today. Check those bills. Make sure you question things. Make sure you know where all your money's going. So with that said, song of the week.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexie Callies. Do you feel the squeeze of caring for an elderly loved one and school-aged children? Then welcome to the Sandwich Stories. Let's dig in.
Hi everybody. It's Lexie Callies with Sandwich Stories. I hope you're having a really great week. It is almost back to school time here in Texas, and I have an 8th grader. I can't believe it. Anyway, I told my mom this just the other day, and she about fainted. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have an 8th grader in this." So anyway, it's kind of funny, and so we're just in the hustle and bustle of getting ready to go back to school, and all the things that come with that. So especially since I volunteer a lot at my son's school, because yes, I am the nosy mom that has to know everything and to know what's going on. And when you volunteer, you get to know these things. And I thank God every single day that I'm in a position to be able to volunteer regularly at my son's school and understand 100% that not everybody can do that. And so I am grateful every single day that we have made sacrifices and planned our life accordingly so that I am able to do this. So with that said, sacrifices, money, um, I just really want to quickly have a PSA for all of y'all. I recently, in the mail, got an envelope that came from my mom's assisted living, and I was really surprised by it. I was like, why are they sending me this envelope? And it was really thick, and it's like, okay, well, that's weird. Normally, everything from them comes through email, and it's digital, and I can just file it away on my computer and not have to worry about it. So when I opened it, it was an envelope from that they received for my mom, mailed to the assisted living location. That was for her physical therapy that they do in-house. So they have a company that has physical therapists, speech therapists, and occupational therapy. They all come into the facility and they provide physical therapy for the patients there, which is lovely because then you don't have to haul them in the car, take them out multiple times a week, long appointments, those kinds of things. So I was really, I've never received a bill, and the whole, my mom's been there now a little over a year, so I was really surprised. I was like, it's weird. So I opened it up, and it's like 7 to 8 pages long of every single appointment my mom has ever had with them, with the physical therapist and the speech therapist and occupational therapist, since a long time. Just a long time. So I'm looking it over, and at the top of the bill, it said, "You owe $301." And I was like, "That's weird. I've never received a bill for physical therapy, um, thanks to Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield." So I was really surprised by that. And I was like, "Okay." So and I understand some people would just assume, oh, it's physical therapy, beginning of the year, So I looked, and there were bills. There were the part that added up to be $301 was charges in January. So then I thought, oh, I must write the check. Had the checkbook out. I was about to write the check and mail it away. And I looked because I was like, oh, it's January, so it's the deductible. No big deal. And because my mom had moved into her assisted living in June of so I thought, oh, we had already met the deductible before she had moved in. So then this is the first time I've had a deductible with this company. So I owe $301. I was about to write the check. And then I start looking at the dates that they were billing. I was like, why would it not start on, they said January. And I just instantly thought I saw January. And I was like, oh, it's January. It's deductibles. And then I thought, why does it say January 19th? That's weird. So, and I looked, and she had physical therapy and all the things earlier than that. So I was like, okay, so it says you owe $301 for these visits, January 19th to January 31st. I was like, so if it were deductibles, it would have started back on January 1 or January 2nd, and maybe then ended on the 19th. So I called up the company and I said, hi, this is who I am. Gave them the information that said, yes, they were able to talk to me. And I was like, I don't understand why there's $301 when all these other times she's ever been charged. I thought it was deductible, but it starts on the 19th of January, which seemed odd to me. And the lady was so nice. She was based, I believe, in Iowa. So she was super nice, really nice lady. And she said, let me look it up. Give me just a second. So I hear her typing away, and she looks at it, and she says, yep, someone did something wrong. It's like, oh, okay. She said, so what happened was Blue Cross Blue Shield, so it gets charged to Medicare, just so if anybody wants to know. The bills go from this company to Medicare, and what Medicare doesn't cover, then it's supposed to go to Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then if there's anything left that Blue Cross Blue Shield doesn't cover, then it goes to us to pay separately. And Blue Cross Blue Shield had paid the $301 because it had gone to them, but someone in the billing office pushed it through as patient pay and not that BCBS had paid. So she goes in and she's like, "Yep, I fixed it. No problem. Your bill is now at a balance of $0. Do not send us any money. Thank you so much for calling." And I said, "Oh, and the other thing is, can you please send the billing, change the address to my house?" And she said, "Oh, yeah, that's weird. I don't know why they were sending it to you because she said it to you at my address." And I said, "Yes, that is my house." And she said, "That's weird." So yet again, got back in there. She goes, "Yep. So everything now will come to your house and not to your mom's assisted living because, of course, if it gets lost at assisted living and it goes into arrears, I don't want my mom or myself to be have collections, especially medical collections and things like that. So I made sure that now it is coming to my house. And um, so this is when I feel like when my mom moved into assisted living, they're like, oh, we'll take care of we'll bill long-term healthcare insurance. We have a pharmacy, and they'll send all her pills to us, and they can send you a bill or whatever it is. And then this happened, and this is when these little things happen. They don't happen often. It's very rare that something like this happens, but this is why I really advocate. I understand that it's very easy to farm it out and have other people do the billing for you, pay it, um, whatever it is. But I need to see it. This is why I tell people have everything sent to your house, even if you're out of state. Have you be the mailing address? Have you be the billing address? Um, if your loved one can't do it anymore, or you're not looking, if you're not there looking at their bills on a regular basis because you live close by, whatever it is, um, because then you're not able to scrutinize the bills, and you're not able to question things. And so this has also happened with when my mom first moved into her assisted living. They said, "Oh, we use this pharmacy. They mail us everything in individual little um, packets so that we just, it's easy to keep track of. No one can take an extra pill. You can't lose one. Yada yada." Um, and so then I got a bill from them one day, and when my mom had first moved in, I didn't know she was going to be moving there, and so I had already brand new refilled one of her main prescriptions, and of course we paid the $30 because it was $10 a month, so we got a 3 month supply, and I gave it to them. And I said, well, I didn't know she was moving here, and so we need to use this stuff up first, and then we can go through the pharmacy that you all use for the little packets. And I got a bill from that pharmacy, and there was a $500 charge on it. And I was like, what is this? And I said what it was for. I was like, yeah, I never approved this, and nor did anybody call me about this, because normally in the past, pharmacies will ask you like up for a certain amount. Is this okay to charge you, or this is what it's going to cost? All that kind of stuff. Or um, it's not time to do refills, like an auto refill, and because insurance will say, "Hey, we've already paid for this," and so unless you want to pay out of pocket and pay cash for it, we're not going to pay for it. And I was like, yeah, I just filled this, and I explained to them. I was like, no, I just filled this. So then I went to my mom's assisted living. I went to the head nurse, and I said, I showed her the bill, and I said, I don't know who approved this, but I did not approve this. She said, oh, no one called you about that. I was like, nope, not one person from the facility had called me. I remember when she moved in, I gave you the pills, and I said she had just refilled, so we're going to have to wait 3 months, and then we can use your pharmacy to mail them to you and do it the way you like it. And she said, yes, I remember all that. But so someone had pushed through without my knowledge or approval to do this $500 charge. And yet again, so if you have the facility paying for it and you're just writing those checks or sending them a credit card or doing an auto draft and you're not looking at those bills, you could be missing out and overpaying over just mistakes. Like, I just know the mistakes. I know that no one's trying to be mean or trying to do it on purpose or trying to scam anybody. That's not the case. It's just a mistake. And so I really just, sometimes it's just, oops, sorry, someone pushed the wrong button. Or when it came to the pills, I said the bill in. I said, I'm not paying this $500 because I had already explained everything that had gone on. And so it took a little bit of time, but then they had the facility said, could you please pay the pharmacy and we will give you a $500 credit on your account, which I agreed to. So there was a solution. It was a wash, as if I never paid the $500, it was not a big deal. But these are the kinds of things that you could miss if you are not really looking over all the bills for your loved one, whether it's through physical therapy, pharmacy, bill pay. I mean, this is why I do my mom's long-term healthcare insurance. I bill it. I do everything myself because I get the bill. I can look it over. I can make sure there's not even just an extra weird $5 charge or something went up in price and no one told me. Those kinds of things. Then I can go in and say, I will pay what y'all have told me to pay, and you can, and I know what that was, but I'm not going to pay this extra, or is this a mistake, or why did the price go up and no one told me? These are the kinds of things that I just you just have to look over and double check and advocate for yourself, advocate for your loved one, but then also, like I was, advocate for your bank account, because it does add up. $300 there, $500 there, $5 there. It just, if you're not catching it, and it could just be a constant reoccurrence, and because someone just pushed the wrong button, and you're just paying it and not questioning why you're paying it, then it's more of a hassle later to take care of it or to get your money back, because people are going to say, well, why didn't you catch this? And they're going to put it on you, and you're going to have to defend yourself, and it becomes a whole thing when it doesn't need to become a whole thing. So, yeah. So, look over your bills. Look over all your bills in all your life. So, my mom would get the credit card bill in the past, and she would check off with a pencil, literally check off every single charge. And if there was something she didn't know, she would ask me, or ask my dad, or whatever it was, like, why, did you get gas at this place? When I was in high school or whatever, or college or whatever it was. And I'd say, oh yeah, I was here. She's like, okay, just double checking, because, it happens. Now it's a little easier to catch, like, credit card fraud, because they check it all the time. And of course, it's a real hassle when there is fraud. And I'm not saying that these people are trying to defraud us. They're not. It's just mistakes. But yet again, you have to be diligent. You have to go through all the bills and make sure that there's not mistakes, because those monetary mistakes add up, and they will cost you some money. So that is my PSA for today. Check those bills. Make sure you question things. Make sure you know where all your money's going. So, with that said, song of the week. Song of the week. I was listening to a radio station on satellite radio on my phone. It was one of those stations that's not on the normal stations, and so it's like a special station. It's called Covers. So it's literally all these people doing covers of other people's songs. And this song just really hit me. So it's Willie Nelson doing a Flaming Lips song. So actually, two bands that my dad loved. My dad loves Willie Nelson. Loved Willie Nelson. My mom loved Willie Nelson. We still do. And my dad really loved Flaming Lips at the same time. So it kind of worked out that that Willie did a cover of Flaming Lips song, and it's called "Do You Realize?" And I think what really hit home to me is the fact that my dad's 5-year anniversary of his death is this Sunday. So, yeah, 5 years ago, this Sunday, my dad passed away. Um, so when I heard this, it kind of made me think of him and the loss. And so maybe it's not the most upbeat song, and Willie does a lovely job of singing this song. I love this rendition of this song. But it's really about how you have to realize that life goes fast, and it's not always about the goodbyes, right? So so check it out, listen to it, and maybe it'll make you feel good. Maybe it'll make you feel sad. Maybe it'll make you feel something you haven't felt in a while. Um, Maybe it will make you feel that you realize that life does go really fast. Like I said, I have an 8th grader, and that has gone by really quickly these past 13 years. They just like that. And the last 5 years have gone by really fast. It's shocking to me that my dad died 5 years ago. So anyway, song of the week. Flaming Lips, Do You Realize? Flaming Lips version is great. Willie Nelson's version Willie Nelson's version of it is really great. And so listen to it, and I hope uh, whatever it makes you feel is the feelings you needed in that moment. Yeah. So check those bills, listen to Willie, listen to Flaming Lips, and like guys, life goes by really fast. And I hope you all have a really great week. I love you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Sandwich Stories. I really hope you learned some new things and enjoyed it. If you did, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your dad, tell everybody you know to also listen. Maybe they'll learn some new things, how to help each other out, and find us at Sandwich Stories Podcast. Thanks so much.